Hey everyone! So today I'm going to review two different eyeshadow products for you. I'm going to start with the one that I'm wearing, which is Maybelline Perfect Pastels in Lasting Lilac. And that is what it looks like. Actually, let me show you on the other side of the cover. So it's a duo, and that's what I'm wearing today. And on this side you have a nice lilac. That's what it looks like swatched. And then on the other side is a darker, deeper purple. And that's what that looks like swatched. Now, as you can see from the swatches, they don't really swatch that well, and they're not really, the pigmentation is kind of streaky, but the Maybelline Color Tattoo summer limited edition colors that I bought not too long ago, I have Lavish Lavender on underneath these colors, and that makes all the difference. When I first started on YouTube, or when I first started watching videos on YouTube 4 years ago, I noticed that, and back then there was hardly anybody making videos at all, but I noticed one thing that everyone seemed to have in common with the way they did their makeup, and that is that all the gurus that were on in the very beginning, they all used a colored base under their eyeshadows, and it didn't make any difference whether they were using drugstore or high-end. Everybody did that. And at first I thought, well, isn't that kind of a waste, or in terms of always having to buy a colored base to go with whatever eyeshadow you're putting on top of it. And I used to think it was like an extra step that they didn't really need to do. I thought, well, why don't they just use like one neutral or clear colored base and just use that underneath all their eye products? But it really does make a difference. And I have been converted to that way of thinking as well. I have so many cream eyeshadows now in all different colors, and whether it be in jar form or stick form or whatever it may be, it really does make a difference, and it just makes the whole look so much more polished. So it is absolutely worth it. And that's why when my Painterly paint pot and my other MAC paint pots got to a certain age and I back to MAC them, I didn't replace any of them, really, because I figured I wasn't going to need a nude colored base anymore, because I was going to just start doing the whole colored base thing all the time with whatever look I did. And you know, it does take some time to get a cream base, a cream eyeshadow base in all the colors that you would need, but for most people I think it wouldn't be that big of a deal, because most people don't really work with that many colors for variety. Most people seem to just use the same colors all the time on their eyes. I definitely prefer a variety, and it's funny because I started off with using a lot of color in the beginning, and then I switched to neutrals, and now it seems like I'm going back to the color again, but I'm still using the neutrals. So now it's just like, you know, there are no closed doors. I'll just use all different colors that include neutrals as well. But anyways, kind of got off on a different subject there, but my point is that these two products work well together. Individually, they don't work so well. The Maybelline Duo is not that pigmented, and it is streaky if you just apply it by itself. The Maybelline Color Tattoo in Lavish Lavender doesn't have enough pigmentation, or maybe it's just because the color is so light that it makes it really hard to show up, but it does go on a little bit patchy, and you can build it up by adding additional layers, but it still doesn't look quite right. So the two together work just fine. So it doesn't really even matter in the end that they don't perform well on their own, because that's just what I'm doing now, is I'm pairing everything up. Now on the other hand, the product that I was wearing in yesterday's video was CoverGirl Single Eyeshadow in Sterling Blue. And that's what that looks like under the cover. Same thing with this. See how streaky that is, and the color isn't really showing up. True? Same difference. I used my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Cool Crush under this yesterday. Fixed it right up, because again, the Cool Crush would not be working well on its own, and neither would the Sterling Blue. So pairing all these things up together makes them work fine, and I think the end result is very good. And you know, that's going to be an individual choice as far as working with your products this way. But for me, I really like the end result better when I do the whole colored base thing. So would I repurchase these products? Absolutely. I've been having a blast trying out all these inexpensive products and trying to find the perfect base to go with everything else, and it's just really fun. It makes it so much more interesting. And when you work with colors like purple and blue, then I mean, in this particular case, they're doing the work for you by giving you the two different colors, the lid and the crease color. But in the case of the blue yesterday, I was like, all right, now what am I gonna pair with this? Because I don't really, I mean, I do occasionally the one shadow thing, but to me, it doesn't really look done or complete, because we're so used to always putting some other color in the crease that, I don't know, it looks like you're not trying, or it just doesn't look finished if you don't use a different crease color. It all depends on what kind of look you're going for. You know, if you just want something casual, light, and fun, then I think one color is okay. But if you really want it to look done, then I think you need to use something else in the crease. So I guess that's about it, you guys. And I will list all the products that I'm wearing today in the description box, and I'll see you next time. Bye.